Hey, what's up? This is Cody Bear 6 here, and I haven't made any videos recently because I actually broke something in my car. It was 100% my fault. I was changing some stuff around and I screwed with something I shouldn't have, so this video is pretty much to explain that, what I did wrong, how I screwed it up, and so maybe somebody that's as clueless as me doesn't make the same mistake. So yeah, here's the video to embarrass myself. I just got it back from Subaru Pacific. They did an awesome job. They cleaned off my motor for me. I'm missing my belt cover right now because I took it off before I took it in, and they cleaned my whole car up actually. And they had it for about 3 days. What happened was I broke my power steering pump right here. This whole thing's replaced. This whole silver part right here and this part right here, as you can see, that whole thing is new, and this belt is new, and so that's what got replaced, and it cost me upwards towards $800. It was about seven something, and I did have some of the price knocked down. I actually wanted this hose replaced too because it feels like plastic. It's all old and burnt up. So, but they didn't have it, and they would have had to order, and they said it would have been a couple more days, so I couldn't wait for that, but that wasn't necessary at this time. What happened is just this. I broke that. I backed it up. When I was installing this, actually, that's how I broke it. Sounds stupid? Yes, because this is why I broke it. So when I was taking off everything, doing the hoses, doing the turbo inlet, and having a hell of a time getting the old one off and putting the new one in, I decided to mess with the power steering line right here into the power steering pump. I didn't think I would mess it up by taking it off and moving it out of the way and putting it back and burping the system. I really didn't think I was going to screw it up. How I screwed it up, I know you can see this silver Sharpie line on top with an arrow. I didn't have that line there. I ended up putting that there after because it has a hole in the middle of this bolt, which if I would have took 2 freaking seconds to look that shit up, I would have known that. And when I put it back on after I finished installing everything, I had the bolts tight all the way, but the holes weren't facing to let the fluid flow, and so it was backing up, and it eventually broke my pump. After only driving it around for a little bit, mind you, I really didn't drive it. I didn't drive it hard. I didn't do anything stupid. I was trying to break in my new brake pads, rotors. I was going really slow, just driving around the block, and it instantly started at the first time it actually sprayed all the power steering from my reservoir, so I thought it had to do something with those hoses, but really this one just wasn't tight enough, so it leaked from here slowly. It didn't like spray it like a volcano at first. So then I just tightened it, and that's what backed it up completely, because then it wasn't releasing from here, it wasn't flowing through properly, it was just spraying it out and backing it up afterwards. So it backed it up from there. That's what screwed that whole pump up. That cost me a good amount of money. I was really bummed out that I did that, and it took a hit on me because now I can't buy the other parts I was going to buy. I was saving all the money from to do the work myself. Granted, I asked for help with the brakes. I didn't want to mess around and screw up the brakes with that. So here's the thing. So then I figured out, I put the hole on right, I draw the arrow, but it was already too late. The thing was screwed. It wasn't leaking the fluid from the reservoir anymore. It wasn't leaking it from the top right there. It was leaking it from the bottom of this big block square, the actual power steering pump, and it was leaking from the bottom all down there, burning up like crazy, smelling, my car smoking like a motherfucker before I even get up. I was never going over 30 because, like I said, I was trying to slowly break in the brakes. I was just driving around my neighborhood, and it was just burning all down there and leaking everywhere, and I couldn't figure it out. So I tried to have it towed by AAA, and then AAA tells me you're too far from the dealership, so I did have to drive it a couple miles, and it was just horrible. I felt like shit. So that's what I screwed up. That's why I haven't been making any videos. I just got the car back. They had it from Thursday. Today's Tuesday. So they had it the past couple of days, and yeah, I'm just bummed out that really sent me back. So if anybody ever fucks with this, keep in mind there is a hole in the middle of this goddamn bolt right here, and it's facing right there, so the power steering fluid can run through there into the power steering pump, to the power steering pulley and everything. I didn't know that. I overlooked it. I didn't think it was a big deal, and now I paid for it. And by pay for it, I mean really paid for it. It actually, the estimate was going to be over $1,000, and I was just floored. I couldn't believe it, and that was just my own dumbass, and that mistake cost me that much money. I'm so glad Subaru Pacific was so great. They were able to bring down the price. They were able to help me out. They kept everything nice and clean. They tested it a few times. Everything's looking good. Got the hella horns on. They cleaned my whole car up. I know my paint job sucks anyways, but they cleaned it up for me. Looks nice. It was all dusty and dirty from me working on it when I took it in. Those rims are shit, by the way. But yeah, just you know, don't do what I did. Take your time. Look things up. When you don't think it's a big deal, double check. It's like not tightening a worm clamp. Like right here, I didn't put an extra one. I know I'm supposed to have one right here, but since I haven't got to drive the car, I haven't put one on there. But it's common sense, have one to secure it here, have one to secure it here. You got the metal piece in between those because I have the older one, so it's not a plastic piece. But take all precautions, and you won't have a setback like I did. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll have a better video and some more stuff. I'm planning on getting those BBSs eventually. And they're not going to be the gold STI ones. Obviously I had the 4x100 and I'm not going to get the 04 STI rims, so I'm going to order my own BBSs, probably in white. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully I have something good coming soon. Later.